Hello everyone, tonight we're playing some more Crusader Kings 2. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream tonight because of the late start. 2 AM is usually the time I try to end by, and because things came up, I'm going to I'm starting at 2 AM instead. So I'm probably only going to stream for about 2 hours tonight, and as a result, because it's been a long day outside. Ziggy says it's time to head back home. She's carrying some heavy bags. Maybe this time I can beat her. See, either become playful or yeah, I'll go for that. So last we left off, we successfully reformed our faith and found a great holy war that was unfortunately unsuccessful. Although, Crusade for Byzantium. The Crusaders are leaving the Catholic realm, now with their eyes used towards Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire. At the same time, the Pope has made an enraged speech against those vices of men and have the good faithful all have been led astray. He threatens every single crusader with excommunication from the church, but as the crusaders continue, moves onward towards the ancient capital of the Bosporus. What was once a bastion of the Christian faith is now desperately protecting itself, and Basilius Antonius, knows of the Byzantine Empire, is looking for help anywhere he can, or any help he can get. So it's like, depending on how this goes, we might have a Latin Empire like the last campaign, the campaign that was unfortunately cut short due to the computer error crashing. Terror has been going around Vilnius praising Radoslav, claiming that he would make a much better king than I do. Who perhaps I should not have treated the elder so poorly. I'm 8. How have I had the time to have treated this person poorly? Radoslav has also declared the conquest of Pickham's on King Grimmer of Garthariki. Means that as I saw, Garthariki's looking pretty strong. I mean we've got like 5,000 soldiers right there trying to reclaim Estonia. And I probably won't be declaring any wars myself. No, mostly just waiting to see if Drosek declares any great holy wars. Or since okay, so what's happening here? Apparently, the Great Holy Sites is under Slavic control for some reason. Say that sign proselytize there. And yeah, I'm honestly just saying there's another great holy war declared. And you know, not declaring much of the way of wars of my own, so that I can go for them full force. That I can go for any great holy wars full force. Probably could. We don't have any alliances, so probably just ooh. From pit of he can declare a holy war. At the cost of 100 piety. Nah, I would just go for conquest. Unfortunately, the council says no, so looks like I'm gonna be waiting for the next 8 years at least. What's going on over here? Veteran and Holy War for Brand. Oh, it's just more vassals getting themselves in the big messes. Alright, another random lowborn has been converted. It's Alright, commander's been improved. Still just waiting for a great holy war. There are multiple holy wars going on apparently, but No great ones so far. So you just gotta wait. You need 6 more in-game years. Which, if I want to get to 1444 before or the end, if I want to get to 1444 before the end of August, I also need to get I also need to go through at least like a century each of the next few streams of this. Since I ended last stream on 10/12. Alright, we've got a new Great Holy War. It's against the same target, but maybe since I put in all that effort to get all of my vassals following the Reformed Remove of Faith, will get more support. Is the Great Holy War for Gothariki. The mighty first Vadea Drosek has declared that it is time to teach King Grimmer of Gothariki and the believers in the dead crucified God another lesson in humility. All free movement men are invited to partake in the scouring of the kingdom of Gothariki. Bracuna is with us. Which they are already in fighting against in the Novgorodian Holy War for Sarkala, the Crusade for Byzantium, the Yatvia conquest of Tukums, the uplanding conquest of Tukums, the Yankian Holy War for Kazan, and now the remove a Great Holy War for Gothariki. And fortunately, the council is on board with joining in the Great Holy War. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure they are all faithful followers of the newly reformed Remove of Faith, so we're already at 5%. And got a new commander. And so far, it's just me and the leader of the religion. Let's see, what should my brother's education focus be? Seems good for, oh, it's childhood focus actually. he can go for struggle. Because he seems to have good martial. Do you mean some of my vassals are already involved in their own wars against Garthariki, so they're probably not going to be joining in directly, but they can help by a fighting on their own fronts. It's bedtime, but I can't find my favorite toy. I have it when I go to sleep. I can choose. I can't sleep without it, or I'm a big boy now. I'm gonna go with that. I think fussy is a negative trait for most of the education focuses I'd want to go in, because it's looking like either martial or diplomacy. So I've got, oh, my base diplomacy is better than my base martial, so oh, probably that. Right, here's a good opportunity to help fight. Send in more reinforcements. You know, they're already gonna be in a little bit of a rough spot, because they're already embroiled in multiple wars, and a lot of their soldiers are probably off on crusade right now. Yep. Well, the crusade targets has been captured. And we're at 19% already. We've also got the Chosen of Percunas, the Chieftain of Plock, and myself joining in. Meanwhile, they've just got themselves, maybe their vassal allies, since they are tribal, and the Jarl of Pskov. Looks like we don't have enough troops to try and capture that. That's by ourselves. Probably just help these guys. Not like they really need much help, given by how much they outnumber the people they're fighting. You know. So maybe this time things will actually go well for with the Great Holy War, because it's being declared on a target that, while powerful, it's also involved in a lot right now. Like, as long as there's still an ongoing crusade for Byzantium, a lot of their troops are going to be occupied elsewhere. The Kremesta faith is triumphant, and the adherents of the Manichaean faith have steadily dwindled to the point that Kremesta believers are in the majority. This new state of affairs has reduced the Manichaean faith to a de facto heresy. All former Manichaean and Holy Orders are now Kremesta. I'm not even entirely sure what religion that was. I mean, doesn't really concern me. I believe that. Yep. That holy site is now back in Remover hands. And as it was supposed to be. Before it somehow became Slavic. So I'm not entirely sure how that happened. And seeing as how it being Remover was part of how we got the moral authority to be able to reform in the first place. It looks like they've got Vladimir joining in. I mean, Vladimir, there's not that big of a place, and also you've got a whole squad of additional people. Granted, they seem to be mostly just chiefs. So I think that's equivalent to a county. It's a see. Yeah, if they were equivalent to, and if they had the equivalent of a barony, a duchy, I mean, not barony. Barony's smaller. Or they had, if they were equivalent to a duchy, they'd be high chiefs. And now there's a peasant revolt. Because that's what I need right now. Just better call my vassal allies to arms. Oh, now there's an old Remover uprising too. It's like 9,000 troops. Lovely. Right. It would actually wouldn't be great for diplomacy. They should be better off with intrigue or martial. Since I've got the highest base in that, I'll go with martial. Guess I better get my troops over or back home so that they can deal with these uprisings. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do anything about that. Like 9,000 stack over there. I guess if I can get enough help from my vassal allies. Oh, well, looks like one of the uprisings has ended, and so unfortunately I can't redirect my troops right now. Either because they're more than halfway to their destination. Looks like these guys actually beat that stack of about 3,000. So maybe I can deal with these guys after all. Oh, in fact, the peasant revolts were dealt with entirely by my vassals, because my personal troops hadn't even gotten there yet, and both peasant revolts are already over. So it's just these 6,000, these like 8,500 troops over here. They're causing problems. First gotta get my troops to their destination. Oh, and now my vassals are sending 6,000 troops their way. It looks like my vassals have it handled. Okay, the benefits of having having powerful vassals, I guess. Times you can't shake the feeling that your region, High Chief Russell of Yatvingia, does not always have your best in mind. Claiming it will build character has given you the dangerous task of scrubbing away bird droppings from the castle roof if you lose your balance even once. Ooh. Alright, I didn't die. With that 20% chance of outright death. But you know, 4 more in-game years and I'm free of this guy. I as my regent. Then I can make him scrub the bird droppings. Rostov, your regent, has arranged for you to tour the nearby countryside and visit your subjects living there. As you enter a dense forest, your escort mysteriously melts away into the brush. You're left to fend for yourself. I survive again! The guards of the castle gates nearly turn you away as peasant rabble. And when you finally make it back, your face is caked in dirt, your fancy clothes are torn. But your signet rings improves your identity. Blind luck alone helped you conceal it from the bandits as you met on the way. I've always loved playing with others, and I still do. And people seem to like me. I have become gregarious. Is it? Your old Borough Regent Radoslav wants you to meet with a foreign dignitary in the middle of nowhere as your carriage travels alongside a deep ravine. The driver suddenly seems to lose control of the horses. Scream like a girl. 80% chance. Well, he finally got me after 3 tries. After 3 tries, he finally got me. So now I'm playing as King Antavas of Lithuania. Maybe I should like. I wonder if I can actually have my spy master more directly work to uncover plots. Nope, doesn't look like it. However, if I had a better spy master, I don't believe this guy's a powerful vassal. Let's see. Nope, he is not a powerful vassal, so no, I could replace him with somebody with better intrigue. Like maybe this guy. Because evidently somebody had it out for me, but my spy master never picked up on that, and so I don't actually 100% know who. But you know, three attempts on my life in a row. No, because they just kept trying until they finally succeeded. That's more than a little suspicious, especially since Radoslav was involved in every one. He's apparently ill and stressed, so maybe he'll keel over soon. And so if it's just him, then he'll be out of my hair permanently. I'm gonna try and probably shouldn't without being sure that I can get the backup of the Chosen for Kunos. Which unfortunately looks like they're getting a bit more support on their side of the Holy War. I mean, they're still outnumbered by the Chosen of Percunas, so It looks like one of their wars might have just wrapped up. And unfortunately, the Chosen for King is shot past them. So their biggest this group of soldiers those managed to get away over here. I mean, they don't outnumber my troops that much, so maybe I can deal with them myself. Or not, as it turns out. Judging by how swiftly I'm just getting demolished. Yeah, that was a bad idea on my part. But hey, I mean, we've got a decent number of people. We've got a decent number of people, including at least a few high chiefs, including Roslav. Okay, good. Roslav is no longer my regent, so if that was a key factor in him being able to take my brother's assassination, the assassination of my brother, in fact, actually, he's dead, so if he was the one behind it, he's not anymore. I'm sick and tired of being called all sorts of names, dodging kicks and punches, and never be left alone. My tormentor is able to sniff me out and find me wherever I try to hide, and I don't know if I can take it any longer. My tormentor is apparently my own younger brother. I'm gonna try and ignore him because that actually improves some of my stats. My best stat is diplomacy. So that's probably why I've got the thrift focus. So that can be what I can focus on on next year when I'm able to actually select an educational focus. Well, despite recent events, the Great Holy War is actually going pretty well still. Yeah, 36% war score. And the Chosen Fortunas have not lost that many troops. Looks like we've got another 2,000 on the way. Hey, over here. Right now, which means a good portion of this whole area here there has been besieged. These guys could be a problem, especially if nobody comes and does anything about them. I'm soon, but my troops are not. I do not have enough troops personally to handle it. I think I'll let these 4,000 troops over here do that. Or at the very least, lead the charge on it. Yeah, I'll join in, and if they start it. I won't send my troops in if I can't be sure that they'll have significant backup. And the chief of Cemetery is joining in as well. Oh, yeah. There was another great holy war from the Bon folks, led by the Dalai Lama. Yishi Hiwamo, it seems, does not favor the pagan faithful. After a string of defeats and setbacks, Dalai Lama Pode has called off the Great Holy War over Kosala against Maharaja Allah II of the Pradhara Kingdom. I still don't know why it says crusade when this is a great holy war, not a crusade. Looks like these guys are about to maybe get struck down. Yep. They've finally been. They're finally meeting the 6,000 troops over there are in battle, which is only about half of the. Which is only maybe half of the armies we're bringing. So we've got plenty of forces. It's just a matter of them getting in position. Gonna go for diplomacy as my education and focus. Looks like things aren't going great over there. It's probably going to be one of the biggest targets to go after, is a 6,000 stack. Unfortunately, I'm not the one leading this operation. And as far as moving around the big stacks, guys in charge of these armies, these are most I could probably have my troops follow them. That would probably be a good idea to make sure that my troops actually providing something useful. we've got some troops attached, but still not enough to do a whole lot to a stack of 6,000. I mean, hey, people are still flowing in and to come fight. And maybe these guys, if I start a fight with these guys, maybe this other 9,000 will come our way and help us out. Because if we can deal with this 6,000 stack, yeah, that's probably gonna win us. That's a great holy war right there. But we need the AI to actually go in and fight them. They're locked onto the location. They're already more than halfway there before it looks like they might be struggling a little because of the terrain advantage that our opponents have. Nah, it was maybe a slight setback initially. but nothing more. Starting to push towards the east. I find that brings me great joy to bring joy to others. I have become kind, which improves my diplomacy by basically 1 point, as I've lost the affectionate trait. Oh, and achievement I got. This is joined in the Great Holy War. Good thing. Looks like there's still a 3,000 stack around. But we've got our own 3,000 stack right now, so we might be able. Except we don't, because that is just because there's another couple thousand helping us with this siege. Hey, I mean, there's like 8,000 over here, so not too worried about 3,000, about 4,000 troops. You know, not when our side outnumbers them by about twice as much. Like pretty much either of our strongest stacks could take them out. There's still more troops flowing in, and there's more as more latecomers arrive. Looks like we can't siege anything here. Yeah, those guys don't stand a chance. Probably speed things up a little. Well, since I'm pretty confident. And things are going to end in our favor with this great holy world, though we did just run out of money. So there is that. I mean, that's just my royal coffers. There's the Great Holy War still had, the world probably still has plenty. Since, there's 8,000 here on my home turf. That's not great. I mean, as long as we can keep the fight on the most important fronts, then things should still all go okay. We're gaining money. I think that might just be because the great work construction is paused. Yeah, we're no longer running a budget deficit, at the very least. You know, the personal troops are probably mostly just gonna pick off these smaller stacks. Yeah, that's sizes that we can manage. Looks like that 8,000 stack has gotten a bit smaller. Our troops are also getting to be very spread out. Maybe these guys can deal with that 6,000 stack. So, I mean, these 3 stacks get together, or they can at least have a close fight. Probably get out of the path of that big stack. Can you not right now? Where has reached me then? Ambitious adventure or headband is gathering men for some sort of attack on my territory. Can you not do that right now? At kind of the worst time? At least the Great Holy War is going alright. Yeah. This kid is definitely getting a martial education. And his traits and his stats. Ooh. Looks like there's some stuff going on down here in Bulgaria. There's just so many rulers involved in this war on both sides. It looks like some of our allies have dealt with that like 6,000 stack egg that was around. There's so many interesting things to do in Vilnius. Why worry about cleaning myself if I'll get dirty again? And I'll wash later. I lose the trait 8 rowdy and gain the trait uncouth. And I also just keep picking off small regiments. And well, the allies with the thousands of troops available, they'll do most of the heavy lifting. Get the feeling you're probably not gonna get to 1444 without at least maybe some additional streams before the end of August. I mean, already an hour in to stream that is unfortunately shortened than due to the time. and I've only made it through 8 in-game years. Yeah, mainly things would be going a bit faster if not for the ongoing Great Holy War. Is, you know, wanted to keep things at a speed reasonable for me to manage a combat. At 50%. So maybe 53. Our regent has died. I mean, a new court chaplain. I don't think I'm gonna go with that guy. I think I'll go with the... Oh, I can have the first... Yeah, as my diviner as well. Since he is one of my vassals. So yeah, might as well. I mean, there's a certain prestige to having your court chaplain also be the leader of the entire religion. There's this guy. Unfortunately, I can't plot against him because I'm too young. In fact, by the time I'm old enough to try and plot against him, I'm pretty sure I'll already be here. Yeah, it's arriving August 8th. He's next year, and I'll be of age on the 24th of July of the same year. So I'll have to see how that turns out. Yeah, hopefully it's not gonna be too powerful. Last thing I need. Some powerful asshole just stomping in and destroying my entire army. You know, my army's already kind of getting destroyed right now. At least we've still got... Oh dear, there's still a very big stack right there. And our troops are looking our allied troops are looking a bit worn down. Just per if I were down to 43%, where we were over 50% than before. But it looks like there might be some infighting. Right, where's that big stack I saw? I've become a charismatic negotiator. And I'm no longer conscientious and have become temperate instead. Which means now I can plot to kill this guy. Starting out with a 14% chance. Unfortunately, there's only one person actually wanting to join in on the plot. I'll to improve my intrigue. Let's see. Sophia the courier for Orel. She's a little old though. She's a genius, but she's already about twice my age. So maybe somebody a bit closer. Especially somebody that can improve my intrigue. Let's go with this. Let's like with her 12 intrigue. And here he comes. Time to call up my vassal allies to join in, although I think a lot of them are fighting the Great Holy War right now. Well, the question is, where is he? Where is his host? So far I'm not seeing any sign of him. It's probably just he has to travel here from elsewhere. Which is Bulgar. It's like you could see leading troops in Mordva. So he's right here. I'm gonna go for more diligent. And unfortunately I'm just stressed. I think I was already stressed, so no, that probably didn't even change anything. Just gonna let the AI fight it out. The Great Holy War, and just focus on this primarily on it. Well, this guy, it's supposed to be coming in and attacking me at some point. Okay, this is giving my troops a chance to rest and this and reinforce. Still no sign of this guy. Oh, but there is an old Remover uprising. Guess I've got to deal with that. At least they're also not super strong. I'm just about 2,000 troops. Like I've got 2,000 troops that's going right at them right now. Oh, and here he is, I think. At least I think that's him. It's the same symbol. See, as he's growing older, I can see age of I could use some guidance in one of my experience areas, diplomacy. This is my chance to make an effort for the sake of his education. And but what can I offer? Honesty, if anything, being sociable is key. Or can have him learn on his own. I'd say, I'm gonna say he can be gregarious. Right, the revolt is over. Now I just gotta deal with Barbion's host. Fortunately, I've got a terrain advantage and about 500 more troops than he has. So this shouldn't go terribly. Yeah, it's definitely he kind of what I expected. Demolishing him immediately. Between the advantage and the greater forces. I just gotta wait for him to come back because he's retreating far away. Okay, we're at 63% and war score in the Great Holy War. Alright, he's back. Which means gotta basically step over here, stomp him again. And now I can enforce my demands on him. That solves that problem. And the whole time, my troops are getting reinforced, so now we can then bring a better you can bring better support to the Great Holy War. And that you can focus on that a bit more. It's at almost 75% now. So maybe, maybe that guy, his attack was to my benefit. Since it got me to not continue fighting in the Great Holy War as actively, and actually have my troops head home and rest and reinforce. We're sitting at 83% now. So I think our allies might have reinforced a bit too, because now they're seeing at like 9,000. They've got a 9,000 stack. 86%. Just need another 14%, and we'll be able to win this. 11. Almost into the 90s. And we definitely have the advantage to this point. So mostly having these small, little scattered stacks. And now we're down to 55% as a bunch of Garthariki has started to collapse in on itself. So who knows how much it is a Great Holy War for Garthariki, so who knows how much the Remove of Faith is actually going to gain from this. Because it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a Garthariki left after it's all over. Seeing as how multiple vassals have broken away, maybe from the looks of it. Or there at least one fairly powerful one did. Hey, that just means it's going to be easier to gain war score. Or because now we don't have to worry about all of that territory. We can just focus on what's left of Garthariki. And your brother has become a skilled tactician. Her vassal, High Chief Mundagas of Pomerania, is arguing with his wife. She seems quite upset, and they are almost screaming at each other. They don't even notice that you are watching them. It's none of my business. I've got got other things to worry about other than their domestic disputes. Should, despite all the lost war score, from Lappy, you breaking free. You've still got almost or 90% now. Now once again, because I mean, we lost war score, but the situation also made it quicker to regain it. We're at 94% already. Just one good win, then will probably be enough to finish them. And there's an independence faction. They immediately started to think I don't have to worry about that adventure guy anymore, so I'm just gonna start plot to kill all the High Chief of Scalva. He's always gotta be Scalva causing problems. They were the... Oh, it's because he's not in the council. That's his whole problem. That's why he wants independence, is because he's pissy that he's not on the council. Oh, maybe he can be my new marshal. Oh wait, the marshal position is already taken up by a powerful vassal. So let's see. He's got good stewardship, so maybe he can replace this guy's steward. I'll be losing 7 points, but I'll get him back to positive, so that maybe he'll stop conspiring against me. Right, the Great Holy War was at 100%, so it's just a matter of... And... Successful Great Holy War. Gavia has granted High Chief Mendagas of Pomerelia a victory in the Great Holy War for Garthariki against King Grimmer of Garthariki. First, the Drosic has called for a month of celebration across the whole pagan world. So, like, what did that actually do, though? Because, like, I'm not seeing what actually happened from that. Because, I mean, Garthariki is still under Orthodox rule. The Great Holy War's not actually... He do anything? More than just, like, gain some, like, points for people? Maybe I should read up on Great Holy Wars then. Because I mean, kind of thought they were equivalent to Crusade. Right. Hmm. Well, kingdom exists and the title holder to the same religion as the attackers who receives all these titles. Hmm. There is no same faith holder. No land will be given to a claimant determined by the strength of the claim and the claimant's participation in the crusade. Like, hmm. The holder of the kingdom is not of the religion of the attackers, but is involved in wars besides the crusade. The kingdom title will be granted, but no, all titles will. So does that mean that he no longer has any vassals? I mean, he's got 15 vassals, so clearly that didn't happen either. So I'm super confused. So what exactly he what exactly that achieved? It's like nothing seems to have changed. Hmm. Shit, I think it was the ruler of Pomerania that was declared the victor in that Great Holy War. So, oh, it's right here. these two provinces are now part of Lithuania because of the Great Holy War. That's what happened. The Great Holy War was declared for like these provinces or something. So it did have an effect, it just wasn't as big as I expected. Ooh, and I gained 3 intrigue from this scheme. And a 60% chance of getting deceitful. And I just finished my ambition. I don't think I need to plot to kill that guy anymore. Or because the Independence faction has gone down to at least not being a major threat. I think I'll prove Marshall. Yeah, apparently, oh, I think, nope, well, that's not a new province, that's not a newly gained province, as I don't think. Yeah, no, given that it's not under the control of Pomerania. And it's gonna be another about 30 years before another Great Holy War can be declared. Which means I can keep things at maximum speed. And just might go ahead and just take over this spot right here now that I can do so freely, rather than needing to seek approval from the council. Yeah, getting my vassal allies involved is probably a bit much, but it ensures victory. You might as well deal with this one spot. It's just over in the middle of Lithuania. It's not part of Lithuania yet. I'm not really that interested in backing a plot right now. Yeah. And you're bringing more than 12,000 troops to fight against an opponent that had barely like 1,000. It's definitely a bit much. Like, way more than necessary, but again, guaranteed victory. Right. We worship the ancestors. All good for prosperity and growth. See, improve legalism, religious customs, skirmish techniques, and cities and temples. And gonna sacrifice the adventurer guy. Now you get the blessings of the ancestors. Yeah, admittedly, if these guys hadn't, the crusade fails. God, it seems, does not favor the Christian faithful. After a string of defeats and setbacks, Pope Marinus has called off the crusade for Thrace against Basilius Belisarius of the Byzantine Empire, which is probably because one of the more powerful people involved in the crusade kind of got stomped. You got 2 weak claims. But on Bulgaria, both are on places in Bulgaria. See, how strong is Bulgaria? Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna be declaring war on those people anytime soon. Oh, I mean, yeah. They still have about like 9,000 and more troops than I do. So that significant support from them outside, probably not gonna be declaring any wars on them. I become ambitious, and that got my martial up to 8, since it improves pretty much all of your stats by A2. And draw groom and heir. Like somebody got murdered. In fact, the new court chaplain. Just gonna select that guy because he's got the best learning in the entire kingdom of the available candidates. I wonder how close am I being able to form an empire? The Windish Empire. Let's see, you control 80% of its shore counties, and I control 61%. So, if I can just get these counties from Grothariki and some of these counties over this way, I'll be able to form an empire once I have enough money and piety, and I'll have to form another kingdom title. which I can just form the Kingdom of Poland and then form the Empire. Looks like Skalva has already started another war. Recently, I have a good fortune and I made quite a few bargains. At first, there was only some nice pelts and a new sword, but today I aided my steward in striking an excellent deal regarding provisions for our soldiers. Could it be the ancestors guiding me? Which, I mean, despite the recent Great Holy War, Garthariki is not. They currently have a truce with us, so if we can, so we could probably go and conquer some places. There's over in Garthariki. Because like they're still very weak from the Great Holy War. So probably like go for Talapa or something. Well, Talava. There's also some potential over this way since these guys don't have that many troops. It's mostly Sorbia that would be a problem with them if we attack to Franconia. So let's say maybe go after Garthariki, then Franconia. Go for like her claim on Letgallon. I just gotta bring in all the vassal allies. Because they are the bulk of this kingdom's strength. Hence why I'm sticking with tribal for the time being, rather than aiming to become feudal. Oh, because I'll lose out on a lot of this power. Or if I go and become feudal, because then there'll be like things like vassal contracts, limiting how many, limiting the troops that are brought in by my allies, well, by my vassals, since they'll just be regular vassals rather than tribal vassal allies. So probably gonna at least use it get it to where we're in a nice powerful position before I go into and change government types. Sure, I'll sign a non-aggression pact with this Shah guy. So they have a decent number of troops coming to fight us, but not really enough to put too much of a fight at this point. Because, you know, they're still severely weakened. And from the Great Holy War. You know, that's why I'm not worried enough about managing this combat to slow the game's speed down. And because we're just gonna stop them. They're already at 96%, and just gotta like capture another province or something. Right, we now have more territory, so for one thing, it's got, let's see, low fever, slow fever, and it made her demands too big. Let's see who's somebody I can give this territory to. It's got the worst opinion of me in my entire court. You know, this courtier can have Light Gale. You know, create a new vassal rather than making an existing one more powerful. These guys aren't looking too powerful. So I could probably conquer one of their provinces. I could probably conquer Rocklaw without too much of an issue. That'll get me closer to being able to form the empire. Or hopefully at some point. Especially if I can and form the empire before 1444, because then I can start you for as an empire, or rather than just a kingdom. Just had to get my troops in the right places. Suddenly, blood is streaking down my face, and my sword has begun to feel heavy. A huge bear of a man is looming down towards me, but it seems to decide I am not worth the trouble. I have just enough time to wonder why before someone runs a sword through my chest. Well, there goes. Ooh. Well, I need an heir real bad, because otherwise I will lose the kingdom and the High Chiefdom of Lithuania. So, it's better find a good wife and produce some children, and quickly. But none of them seem to have, the ones that close to those my age, he seem to have that many good traits. Just gonna go with the one with the least terrible ones, I guess. Maybe I won't lead armies myself until I have somebody, until I have an heir that can take on the throne when until I have an heir that can actually inherit the throne. Because I'd rather not lose my kingdom title. You know, I need a son. Unless I can get them to switch to agnatic cognatic eldership. Which it's going to be as simple as you know, surviving for 10 years, and then improving the opinions of my vassals to make sure they're all. Wait, who did I kill? When did Jagala kill the first Vidia Drosik? That's not good. That's a pretty, it's a pretty hefty. He crime to have committed. Oh, and I just wasted money because those that didn't actually improve. It was that vassal's opinion of me at all. I think it might end up being easier just to produce a son at this point. Then maybe once he's on the throne, he can and then get the agnatic cognatic eldership passed so that this doesn't happen again. I need to get these two vassals on the council. Let's see. I'll point this one here and this one here, because it's the best way I'm gonna get at least a start on having them not hate me. And like it's not even and now there's a Lithuanian, and there's an Orthodox revolt happening too. Fortunately, it's not that strong. It's less than 1,000 troops. I'm not even gonna call all my vassal allies in on it. Oh goody. At least it's just one of their vassals, not the whole kingdom of Bulgaria coming after me. Still not great. Oh, and apparently that wasn't the entirety of the Orthodox uprising either. There's actually almost 4,000 of them. Well, things are not looking great. Gonna just try and finish up at least one of these wars before I end for the night, because it is 4:09 a.m. Oh, and it's a holy war, which means that they can bring in a bunch of, which means that they can, oh, I think when you declare just a regular holy war, you bring yourself and your allies. It's the defenders that can bring in anybody of their religion. I want to at least type one of these before I end for the night. You know what? Given the circumstances, I'm gonna let these guys have a white piece. Just so that, just because I have a lot going on now. With the Orthodox uprising, just fortunately being sorted out by the Chosen of Fortunas. And the war being declared by one of the vassals of Bulgaria? Yeah, Bulgaria. Fortunately, it's a holy war, so like maybe these Chosen of Fortunas might join in too, here to help out. That's why they're still here. The Marshal, High Chief Mendagas of Pomerelli has put forward a plan for experimentation with new military technology inspired by a supposedly brilliant inventor and engineer that he has recently befriended. All it's needed is a little funding. Sure, I'll pay the 30 gold. Mostly just to prevent him from being unhappy with me. But things are not going great in this battle. Maybe these guys want to join in. Sure would appreciate it. Oh. It was close, but we won. We actually won that. The Armored Chariot. You receive a report from the outcome of the military experiments Minister Marshall has asked you to sponsor. Apparently a large steel-plated chariot was constructed, propelled by 10 men inside, pulling it forward. Directed by a commander peering out of a revolving turret mounted on top. The vehicle also had several ballistas that was firing through arrow slits. Though ending up being too slow and expensive for actual wartime employment, it still provides some valuable lessons. We've got... Yes, good. Bring in another... There were like 6,000 troops. Fortunately, I do not have enough piety to actually hire the Chosen of Fortunas, so it probably won't be helping out anytime soon. Oh, here's another 1,000 troops, couple thousand troops. Moves over here. And they've got potentially a sun coming. So maybe I can secure her the succession. Because I doubt... And I'm in debt because I paid too much money. You know, maybe it'll be a son so that I can secure my succession, because then I have my doubts about being able to actually actually get my vassals on board. With changing to agnatic cognatic, especially since I've got powerful vassals that I have nowhere to put them. They're not available for the position of diviner. It's like without firing her powerful vassal, can't really give them a position on the council. Do not have the money to buy my wife something nice right now, because I'm already in debt. At least I'm doing well in this war. Despite the budget deficit. You know, 47% war score already. Mostly because they keep stomping their armies. No, I don't. That's not what I need right now, because I need a son to secure the succession, because it's currently agnatic. Unfortunately, I need to get all of my vassals on board. Oh, actually, it's just these three right here that have a negative opinion of me, so might be able to pull it off. I've got time to sort that out. No, because I haven't reigned for 10 years yet, so I've got a few years to get. Oh, it's just this one last vassal, the High Priest of Riga, that is not. That does not have a positive opinion of me yet. Which, he's at -2, so all it'll take is successfully swaying him once. They've once again demolished it. There's the attacking army. Unfortunately, I do not have enough money. Mercy, cried the thief when Jeff had confronted and accused him of being the robber. I can either become to just be a pay thief or hang him. I'm not sure. I'll hang the guy. I'm arbitrary. In fact, that's the reason. And now there's a peasant revolt. And apparently I was too harsh on the thief. Which, I mean, yeah. Just gonna destroy this peasant revolt real quick. And of course, there was this guy that decided to. Oh, and Lappy has become orthodox. So, now there's another Orthodox country nearby. Just gotta beat these guys a few times. They should relent fairly soon. Sure, non-aggression pact. Yep, 73% war score. They won't give up yet. Oh, and Sardinia and Corsica have decided to declare war too. Great. Let's see. Holy War for Silesia. Are you willing to give up yet? No. Oh wait, I can just... Because I didn't even want this. Like, you're the one that declared this war, so... I don't even care what kind of peace it is, as long as I'm not the one surrendering. Wait, I'm gonna save and deal with the war with Corsica and Silesia or whatever. Sardinia and Corsica, I mean. It's a holy war for Silesia. But I'm gonna deal with that next time. I'm already 10 minutes over the time I planned. And this all happened in 19 in-game years. So I'm gonna find somebody to raid real quick. And thank you all for coming by the stream. Bit of a shorter one than usual. Oh, because I started late. I do want to hopefully get to bed before 5 a.m. Next stream of CK2 will be next Saturday. And next stream in general will be Tuesday with something. I haven't quite decided yet. Might post a poll somewhere. Right. Found somebody with one viewer streaming CK2, so let's help them out with a raid.